Hey everybody, welcome back to the farm. This is Lisa and we are on day 14. No water. I think it's day 14. Anywho, you can see my hair's wet. I've showered in our solar shower, which is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm telling you, because I feel human. We're able to do what we need to do. I think the biggest challenge of all of this is dishes, because you got to boil water, all that stuff. I really wish the laundromat would have a couple dishwashers in there, because that would make life without water to die for. But let's go on and check out everything on the homestead, show you what's going on. There's the main garden. We did dig up our potatoes. And the harvest over here in the main garden was abysmal. So we'll be sharing that with our totals when we get to it. But we had mouse nests and all that stuff. And I'm walking under the hail netting, so bear with me. There's our solar shower area. We shower by the garden, which has been working out great. But I decided to not walk under the hail netting because it's full of pine sap. And what that means is when your head rubs against it, you get tons of sap on your head. So I came out here to show you the cabbage starts that I bought. Look at that big old cabbage. I'm so excited. And we've got some cauliflower over here. And note the size of it for when I go down to show you in the tunnels. So here we harvested the carrots. They were pitiful, they were tiny, they were horrible. No big deal. So we added 6 more bags of compost to raise it up because they always settle. We watered it heavily yesterday and today we're going to replant. It's really late for us to be replanting, but we're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. Let's look at the greenhouses. There is the mobile greenhouse. One thing that I've noticed compared to last year is the tomatoes are not near as tall and they're getting a lot more sun. And tomatoes have been bizarre this year. Still producing, still dealing with a critter, but we're winning the war on that. The one that was eating all the tomatoes, I should say, in the other greenhouse. And they're finally starting to blush more often, so that's a good thing. Same here. More tomatoes and more tomatoes here. I definitely find that some or the majority of our tomatoes were smaller than usual, but I think they were under heat stress in the greenhouses. These are the San Marzano, so tiny. Won't be growing them again. But let's go look at the back garden. Here are our other 2 rows of potatoes. And excuse me, we saw them grow back after the hail. However, now they're starting to die off again, so I'm assuming it's the end of their cycle, normal stuff. So we're waiting for them to die off before we dig them up. But in tunnel number 1, we have more cabbage growing, more broccoli. And look at those cauliflower. In fact, some of the large one, there was one in the middle, we already harvested, and I'll be sharing some pics of our harvest shortly. And this cloth, after the hail damage, has seen better days. I will tell you that right now. But here is all broccoli. We've got 1 cabbage there, and then all Brussels sprouts. So that is what our Brussels sprouts look like so far, and I'm very excited. And that's what I meant by the hail damage to the covers, because they really took a beating, but they kept on ticking, so we'll keep them. And there's Eleanor enjoying the morning. I love you too, Ellie Belly. But Eleanor is doing well. Her teats are drying up, no issue, which is really good. Well, of course, now she covered them. But she's doing really good. And Piggly and Wiggly went to their new homes, and the new owners have let us know that they're doing well and they're having so much fun with them, which is exciting. Over here is Miss Fiona. She's doing well, and we're going to put her and Eleanor back together today or tomorrow, because all they do is lay by the fence by each other. So we're going to put them back together. So here we are in the front container garden, and tons and tons of cucumbers, which has been nice because we've been able to share them. Our onions are up. Dried some chamomile. Finally getting some straw flowers. And the Brussels sprouts that were planted later are doing good. Here's the green bean bed, which wasn't doing good for the longest time, but it's starting to pick up a little better. We've already harvested a bit. I do have a video for that. And I found my calendula. It was mismarked, so pretty excited that I do have calendula because I'm going to be saving some for soap. And our raspberry bushes are done now. So whatever we pick off, we've been eating. Excuse me. But we got about 2 quarts of raspberries, which was really exciting. And that was because the deer didn't eat the canes down. Learned something new. That's another red raspberry. And then that one on the end is a golden raspberry. So hopefully we'll get some goldens. We will see. Got more raspberries. The asparagus is still coming up. We cut down the larger ones after they went to seed, and now we've just got the shorter ones growing up, and tons of dill. Still, I've been giving away so much dill. It's funny. But overall, this area has produced really well, so I can't complain. Let me take you over to show you the lettuce. I've been eating off the same lettuce plants since, I think, end of April, beginning of May. So that is really cool. They've been doing well. It took them a little while to recover from the hail, but I've been giving bags of this stuff away, and we've been eating nonstop off of the lettuce. Can't remember if I showed this in a previous video, but there is the currant and the elderberry, and they're pretty much dying because we've not had any substantial rain at all. And so I have not wasted time watering them because they'll come back next year. And it's just crazy. That's what everything would look like if we weren't watering daily. Also, a lot of fires have popped up in the Black Hills and also in northeast Wyoming. And some of them are pretty significant, especially Wyoming. So please keep them in your prayers. So I'm going to put a clip in here from last night that I took of Norman. And let me show you what we're doing to take care of poor little Norman. So I just fed them, but I don't need to go in there. But if Norman cooperates, you see his ear? That is because flies are munching on it. So I'm going to put some ointment on and I'll bring you back. I couldn't do that with one hand. So Grant's got some on his ears. Norman's got them on his ears. I used a lot. And the reason why is they'll rub it on each other and it'll get on other parts of their body. It'll help keep the flies down, but it soaks into their ears and it really, really helps them out, especially for Norman where he's already got something going on. Ooh, I jumped because that's typical pig hierarchy fights. So Grant was letting him know he had enough. So we will check back on our little munchkin tomorrow. But sadly, we just hit the fence with his ear. Sadly, he's going to use Grant as a rubbing post. Sadly, he's got ears like his daddy Sherman. So but they do get over it, and the ointment does stay on really good. So I'm excited about that. And as most of you know, we are doing a Preserve Fresh, hashtag Preserve Fresh collaboration. And thank you to everybody who's joined and is continuing to join. There's no time limit. It's just using your harvest, using locally sourced food. And so I'm going to put a bunch of pictures and clips in here now of some of our harvests and some of the things we've done and give you a sneak peek. So check it out. So here are our totals to date. As of 8/23, we've put up in the freezer, blanched and frozen, 13 bags of broccoli, which is, all of these are 2 servings for the 2 of us for a meal. 13 bags of broccoli, 24 bags of zucchini and yellow squash, 6 breaded squash. We also put up 4 bags of garlic. Those are obviously just bags that we are putting up to use, not necessarily servings. 6 bags of onions, a pint container of scapes, 2 quarts of raspberries, 2 bags of green beans, 9 bags of cauliflower, 1 bag of cauliflower broccoli mix, 2 pints of dill fridge pickles, 5 pints of sweet relish, and 1 pint for the fridge, for a grand total of 68 bags of homegrown vegetables put in the freezer, along with 5 canned items and 4 pints for the fridge. We also have a bag of pickled cabbage that we put together. For local, we purchased 8 pounds of strawberries, and made 10 pints of jam, 6 pints frozen, 1 pint of vinegar, 30 pounds of carrots, and we have 26 bags of frozen. So there's our update to date. And finally, our rooster, his leg is looking much better since we treated him and the rest of the flock, and thankfully no one else is showing signs of scaly mite. The one thing I will say is, since we have treated him, his leg color, the scale color, went from like a grayish color back to its normal yellow. So it's looking healthier. So that's a good thing, a win-win. So we will take it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and take care.